Hello everyone, Ember Power here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be taking a look at some Miraidon decks from Scarlet+Violet expansion from Japan. So Miraidon EX, 220 HP Lightning type, has the amazing ability Tandem Unit. It says once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 2 basic Lightning Pokemon and put them onto your bench, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. It also has the pretty useful attack Photon Blaster. For 2 Lightning colors, does 220, and during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So pretty good attacker in a pinch, just allows you to get to it kills pretty easily, and Tandem Unit will of course help you set up throughout the game, primarily at the start, but also through the mid to late game to save you from using excess cards like Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. So some other translations just quickly to go over is we have Beach Court, the new stadium card that says the retreat cost of each basic Pokemon is 1 color less. We also see the item Electricity Generator that says look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 2 basic Lightning Energy cards and attach them to your bench Lightning Pokemon in any way you like, then shuffle the remaining cards back into your deck. Pretty good item overall because it just allows you to rapidly accelerate energy onto the board, allow you to flood the board with as many energies as you possibly can. So we also have some translations in the form of Ampharos EX and Pachirisu. Ampharos EX, 330 HP 2 prize Pokemon with the attack Lightning Tail, does 140 damage, and you may discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 100 more damage. So like in the mid to late game, if you're kind of done with using your Flaffies with Dynamotor, you can just evolve them into Ampharos and start big swinging with Lightning Tail. Then the Pachirisu, I'm not a fan of this Pachirisu to be honest, but it was included in one of 2 of the lists that I found. Group Discharge, 1 Lightning, 1 Colors, does 10 damage and then 20 more for each of your benched Lightning Pokemon. However, this damage isn't affected by weakness. So this is primarily going to be a pretty low effort, low energy required single prize attacker that's an alternative to Regieleki. This first list I just want to take a quick look at is based around Regieleki VMAX, so we see a 4-3 line of it. We're all playing 4 Miraidon on this list as well, which is pretty heavy considering that most lists typically only play 2 or 3. Also see a 2-2 line of Magnezone V V-Star. If you're a fan of the channel or you've been watching for a long time, you'll know I'm a big fan of Magnezone V-Star, so I think that here gives me a small shred of hope. Also see a Drapion just to deal with Mew VMAX. Mew there. He's a weird name. Mew VMAX. The trainers are pretty self-explanatory. You know, got 4 Ultra Ball for 3 Nest Ball, not 4 Nest Ball. And then the items, yeah, pretty self-explanatory. 4 Generator because we really can't afford to play any less. Nothing too crazy in the supporters as well, and 14 energy is about right because you want to be hitting Generator as much as possible. So this next list is more of a single prize focus into the Regieleki, the one that does 120 damage, and then you discard 2 energy, I believe, and then it does 40 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Just really good because we can use Dynamotor to power it up. And then, of course, in the mid to late game, we can use Ampharos as our alternate attacker. A pretty cool list. If you'd rather use Ampharos EX as your main attacker or something, or you prefer Regieleki and you prefer that single prize aspect, then this list will be more for you. It also looks pretty fast because it's playing 4 Trekking Shoes for Ultra Ball, so you are trying to go fast. Also playing 2 Zinnia's Resolve, unusual support I should say, not one that you see very often. Zinnia's Resolve is kind of like a supporter that tends to pop up occasionally in Japan, but then in the West we don't really see it that much, but yeah, pretty interesting list overall. Next list, we are going straight back to Regieleki VMAX in a 4-4 line. This list is very consistent, we can probably tell by the fact that we also play 2 Forest Seal Stones. Also playing 3 Klefki to try and buy ourselves some more time against stuff like New Genesect, all the Radiant Pokemon, other Miraidons, funnily enough. And then, of course, stuff like, the Comfy engine, Losso. It's like Comfy Cramorant. So very devastating in that regard. Interested to see how this performs out because we are playing 2 Colorus, 2 Judge, 2 Serena. Interesting supporter lineup, not something I would have expected really, but very cool list overall and should be a fun one to try out. Also playing 4 Stadium to help with retreat cost is also pretty unique. This next list is more focused on the Raichu V as well as the Mangenzone, and then also features a Pachirisu. So we've got a lot going on here, even featuring 2 of the Seal Stone tablets. So we've got the Forest Seal Stone and then the Sky Seal Stone. Also playing Miriam to allow you to retrieve Pokemon that you might discard in the early game. Because we do play low counts of every Pokemon, we're not playing 4s of anything despite having so many Pokemon in the deck. So if you ever need to recover an Ampharos that you discard in the early game, or maybe a Raichu or something like Magenzone V or V-Star, then you have the option to recover it with Miriam. So pretty cool list overall. I do kind of like this one. Is it going to be very consistent? Probably not. I think Magnezone is actually overkill here, like Magnezone V-Star. I don't think you need it, to be honest, because you need Generator to accelerate to get to it, and then, of course, you need to use its attack to find the items. So, not a big fan of this one. In second thoughts, really. I do like Raichu V, but I don't think this is maybe the best way to play it. This next list is going to be focused around Jolteon VMAX, so I kind of wanted to include this list for anyone out there who still cares about Jolteon VMAX and still wants to see play with it. The new Hawlucha is a decent buff, to be fair. Allows you to place a damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so you can combine that very easily with Jolteon VMAX, of course, and then charge it up with stuff like Generator. So, pretty solid overall. I do kind of like this one. Am I a fan of Jolteon, though? No, not really. I just think the list is pretty well put together, and I do like the trainers. So, yeah, interesting one to see where this one goes out. This next list is going to be focused around Pikachu V Union. So if you're a fan of Pikachu V Union and you want to try and make that work, then this is probably your best shot at making it work, to be honest. You know, if Pikachu V Union is going to be good, okay, this is the list that will make it work. So, are playing the Raichu, are still playing the Miraidon. I'm playing the Ampharos EX as well, so got a 3-3-1 line of that in there as well as an alternate attacker. Also playing 2 Pachirisu, which is interesting. I personally would say go 2 Raichu V, 1 Pachirisu, but that was just my bias in hating on Pachirisu. But either way, not really a fan of Pikachu V Union, but again, if you're going to make it work, then this is probably the list for you. Next one is going to be a Magnezone EX. There was a lot of Magnezone EX ones, but I did pick a theme one, in the fact that this also plays a 2-2 line of Magnezone V-Star. So if you're a fan of this Pokemon, then this is certainly the list for you. A 4-1-4 line of it is pretty thick of it, so 4 rare candy as well. Honestly, I think Magnezone is just pretty good in the new format because it's also just so good against Gardevoir. As soon as they put, 4, 5, 6 energies in play, then you can start to get 1-hit KOs pretty easily. So I do like Magnezone in that sense. Also, Cheryl is just really good, and I do approve of Colress Experiment to dig further for Generator and rare candies. So yeah, pretty cool overall. This last list that we're going to take a look at, I decided to include because I thought it was cute. No other reason, I just thought this list was cute. Is it good? No, I don't think this deck is very good. I just thought it was kind of, well, cute. It was just weird, okay? We got a 4-4-4 Pokemon, so 12 Pokemon, 7 unique trainers, all of them are in 4 counts, and then 18 energy. So yeah, very strange list to look at. It just feels wrong. It feels like there's stuff missing, but this does actually add up to 60 cards, funny enough. It doesn't feel like it should, but for some reason it does. It's a very strange list. Probably a cheap one to put together, actually, if you already have the 4-4 Regimax, because you can just trade for or acquire 4 Miraidon PG Live and then just, acquire the trainers if you already have them. So yeah, a pretty strange list, to be honest. I'm not sure if I fully agree with this. I mean, you're probably almost always hitting Generator, which is cool, but yeah, definitely a weird list. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been Empower. Let me know what you think about Miraidon down below, and I hope you see you next time. Thank you for watching.